1 a.m. on a cold January night 2014, a man who has served in the military was on his way to get married in Indiana. During the 800-mile road trip from North Carolina, he was with his best man. During the road trip, the weather was getting bad and the temperatures were in the negative double digits. As the two close to Indianapolis, they see they are getting close to empty. As they kept driving, they found out none of them had any money left to pay for gas. The two knew if they ran out of gas, they would have to push it in the freezing cold weather, something none of them wanted. However, though the groom had grown up in the trucking industry with his dad, and he decided to stop at a truck stop. However, because the main interstates were shut down due to the weather, they had get off the highway and search for a truck stop along the back roads instead. The best man nodded at this idea and hoped luck was on their side. As the alert went off for low on gas, the two found a small truck stop. There they saw one truck, and it looked kind of strange to the two men. The truck was just a blacked out truck with a blacked out trailer. There were no real markings on it, nothing distinguishable they could see. Once they walked in, they were hoping a clerk or waitress would spot them a few dollars for just enough gas to make it to Indianapolis, where they would go to the bank, take out cash and pay back the loan. Inside they found a nice tidy diner, occupied by a waitress, cook and a lone truck driver, drinking his cup of coffee. They walked up to the driver and talked to him. The driver even bought a cup of coffee for the men. The three of them just sat there and talked for about 30 minutes about what was going on, and why they were headed, where they were and what they were doing. After the chat, he gave them $20 for gas. The two thanked the man and told him they would be back to pay him back. The two men then went ahead and filled up the car. Making good on his word, the man got cash from the bank upon arriving in Indianapolis and returned to the diner. However, once they arrived, at about 10 o'clock in the morning, it had been boarded up, and not only that, it looks like it's been abandoned for years and the trucks were gone. But the men knew they had just been in there. Even then, they still pulled in anyway, as they had seen a police officer parked in the lot. Both got out of the car and walked up to the officer and explained what happened just hours before to him. The cop just smiled as he chuckled and replied, "Oh, you met the ghost of three." The two of them were even more confused now. The best man then spoke up. So, two military members conversed, had a cup of coffee with, interacted with, three people at a diner that had a fuel pump, and got $20 worth of gas, and when we came back, it'd now been boarded up. The cop, thinking this was just some kind of joke, just respond, "Well, if I remember correctly, this place had been boarded up for 25 years.